All right, let's get to the details now. A day of tension, confusion, and gunshots that have led to the death of a man. All of these happened at Tema New Town as the police tried to arrest two men they say were attempting to snatch a vehicle from its owner. One of the suspects, Patrick Adenyo, was gunned down immediately. His accomplice is on the run. A massive police hunt is now underway to track him down. So those are pictures from Tema New Town today. The man who was on the ground for us, Joseph Akable, is in the studio with me. He's just returned from that area. Joseph, now let's talk about this video. We see the police, firing shots here and there. And we see all the young people. We've seen that. Give us a bit more understanding to this.
So those were young persons who had massed up some few meters away from the police station, right from the main entrance. In fact, with what we saw was more or less a lesser version of what had actually transpired, because we understand as early as 7 a.m. they had actually blocked that road that we can see the police trying to disperse the crowd away from. What we understand is that they blocked that road, making it difficult for vehicles plying that route to move along. And simply because they have the view that the police has gunned down an individual they claim is not a criminal, as well as a means of, registering their displeasure with what has happened, they massed up at that place, and the police had to fire a warning shot as well as make use of tear gas in order to disperse the crowd. But the residents are clearly unhappy, and I engaged some of them.
Or we can hear from some of the residents who've been speaking to Joseph Akable. Sincere apologies that we don't have audio there, but Joseph Akable, you can tell us what they told you.
Essentially, they are of the view that the gentleman who was gunned down by the police, they say he was not a criminal. Their side of the story is that this gentleman was standing close to someone's vehicle. The person then claimed the gentleman was trying to steal the vehicle from him, so he called the police. The police came in. There was an altercation between the gentleman and the police officers, and the police ended up shooting him down.
Well, let's go over the telephone lines now and speak to Kwame Yanka. Joseph, stay with me a while longer. Kwame Yanka has been interacting with the family of the deceased. Hello, Kwame.
Hello.
Yeah, Kwame, do you tell us what the family members have been saying?
Well, I went to the family house, also at Tema New Town, and I met the mom, who was not in the best of conditions. In fact, she has been ill for some time. So her son's death has really worsened her situation. In fact, she says she least expected something of a sort to have happened to her son, because Patrick Adenyo, that's the name, he's the eldest of her 8 children. So for her to have lost Patrick last night incident happened to be quite unfortunate, according to her.
Are they making any demands on the family? Because on the police, one of the things that is causing all of these riots is because the residents there believe that he was wrongfully killed. And so are there any demands coming from the family?
Yes, I have been speaking to some family members, apart from Felicia People, who is the mother of this 35-year-old man. I have also been speaking to some more people, that's Patrick's uncle. He says the family is meeting for them to be able to decide their next line of action, because earlier in the day it was very difficult for them to even approach the police station due to what happened earlier, resulting to some confrontation between the residents and the police. So it was very difficult for two family members to get close to the police station. But what I'm picking up from the regional police command is that investigation has started, but then a delegation will be visiting the family for them to actually judge because whether it was accidental or he was a criminal as being claimed, investigation will then be able to reveal.
So the police will be sending a delegation to see the family. That's correct?
Yes, that's what I'm taking from the Tema Regional Police Public Relations Officer in the person of ASP Joseph Dakwa.
You're giving us the age of this gentleman. Who is he? Do we have any information on him?
Yes, Patrick happens to work in a Chinese vessel, which mostly into this fishing. So when you go to both Tema Main Harbour and Fishing Harbour, you have these fishing trawlers and vessels, which vessels go at sea, and then after some months they come back to the port and then be able to deliver whichever cargo or goods they brought in. So Patrick happens to be one of them. But according to the mom, Patrick returned a bit early as compared to the usual working hours when he returns home. So when he returned, the mom wasn't that well, so she was in bed at the time. Then Patrick told her that he is going to come to one, purchase some food, and would be back. Only for the mom to be told later, around 12 a.m., that, well, there's something happening between her son and the police. Lo and behold, she went and then saw her son lying in the pool of blood, only to lose him this morning.
I see. Now, take us back to last night. Did this happen last night?
Yes, it did. But according to the family as well as her friends, Patrick was returning. No, the mom told me that when he came earlier than the usual time in terms of returning home, he then told her that he was going to come to one to purchase some food. At the time, they are 8 in number in terms of the children. So her other siblings hadn't returned home at the time. And then he went to Community One, returning home. Then this unfortunate incident happened. So even the family are suspecting that the police must have used that incident as he being a criminal just to cover their mistake. That's according to the family. So it's very difficult to ascertain this as far as concerned.
Okay. Well, Kwame Yanka, I will say a very big thanks to you. But what is the situation as of now? I have Joseph in the studio, and he will tell us what the situation was before he left. But what is it now? What can he report?
Yes, at the time I was living in Tema New Town, nerves had come, and some of the residents had really dispersed because earlier in the day they had really massed up on the road in front of the police station. They were actually agitating. But then after the firing of gunshots, among other things, they dispersed, and those who had no business around the police station had to find their way elsewhere, to avoid any other incident. All
right. Well, thank you very much. Kwame Yanka is our correspondent in Tema. We can now go and hear from the residents who spoke to Joseph Akable. When we return, he'll tell us what the situation was before he left the place.
Police station.
We got here because of yesterday night, about 11 o'clock that way. So one of our workers, when we close, he said they go house. He can't stand beside some private car. Then the owner come, he say he won't rob. He say I'm not an robber. Then the man go report for police station. The policemen come. When they come, they say they won't catch up, they won't handcuff him. He say he no go agree. Then they won't fight him. The man be stronger than them. They fight them. They put tear gas for an eye. Then they chase. They won't run. When they run, they chase him. They go touch some wall for the corner. Then they shoot him. They say no. They draw him go police station. The man say no go agree. Then they shoot him first one. Then the boy fall down. They shoot him another one, 3 times before the boy die. When they die, the next day today. The next day be today. We are the people in the new town, the boys and the workers, we know they agree because they say we know you want peace. Ask Ghanaians, we say we want peace. Not the first one you hear is be this. First one you hear they do the same thing about Axim that way. They kill some boy. Second you hear some for the Kumasi, and the next one here. what is as it be armed robbers? If you armed robbers, if you have to catch him to police station, you can't kill him. You can't kill the person.
So why exactly are you gathered in front of the police station?
We want the people. We won't come outside. The policeman they shoot the person. It come to tell us the reason why it killed the boy.
How about you? So why exactly are you here?
We are in New Town. We want the policeman who shoots our brother to come to book so that the whole world should see. We don't want any corruption. We want everything neat to be done clear. We want peace. So the police shouldn't take the law into your own hands. We are all human beings. We are abided by the Constitution of Ghana. We want peace. So the police, they should calm down and listen to what the citizens are saying. They want peace.
So many residents here in Tema New Town standing some few meters away from the police station. Few minutes ago, quite a number of them had gathered here with a simple demand. They want the police officer they claim shot down a resident brought to book. The police had to intervene by firing some warning shots as they attempted to disperse the crowd. I engaged some of the residents here who tell me what actually transpired about 11 p.m. on Monday. They explain a gentleman was shot down by the police patrol team as they attempted to effect his arrest. Let's hear from the residents. Day after the incident, the clot of blood is still visible here at Tema New Town, where we understand a gentleman was shot by the police patrol team. You can see many residents in the area still gathered right behind me, still at the scene to take a look at the situation here. It's not a healthy one. A clot of blood pretty much visible, and residents are still in a state of shock as to what led to this particular incident between the police and the residents here.
Detailed information there for you. Joseph Akable is still here in the studio with me. Now, we've heard earlier from Kwame Yanka what the family are saying about how it all transpired and about last night. But the police has also been saying their own part of the story. What did they tell you?
Their narrative is no different from one of the residents we heard closely. The same issue about someone claiming he's trying to steal the vehicle. The only difference with the police narrative is that it has additional information. Right. The claim is that the gentleman was trying to rob the vehicle. The person parked the car with the watch sitting in the car. He left. When he returned, the gentleman was sitting at the driving seat. So in an attempt to move the car away, when the gentleman asked him to stop and shouldn't take the car away, he tried to fight the guy. He calls the police. The police come in. He fights the two police officers, managed to take a rifle belonging to one of the police officers, and that is when they had to gun him down.
So that's the version of the police.
Yeah, we can hear from the PRO.
Right.
On the 8th of May 2017, that was yesterday, at about 1:30 a.m., police had a distress call from somebody. I wouldn't like to mention the name now. So we received a distress call, and one of our patrol teams proceeded to the place at Tema New Town. Now the issue was that the person who called apparently had parked his car to buy something from the roadside. Now on his return to his car, he left his son in the car. On his return to his car, he found a gentleman in his car, the driver's seat. Whether to move the car or whatever, he could not tell. So he questioned him what he was doing in his vehicle. And then this resulted in a scuffle between the two. Now the other guy, the first guy who was in the car, was joined by a second person. And so they became two. Now the gentleman, seeing that he could not overpower them, he called the police. Then we went in. So when we got there, when police got there, the first suspect, who is Patrick Mensah, took to his heels. So the two policemen who got to the scene first arrested him, and they tried to handcuff him. It was then that a scuffle ensued between them. And the Patrick Mensah was able to snatch the rifle of one of our policemen. And at that point, the other policemen who were also around also fired. Quickly, they called for reinforcement. Another patrol team arrived and took Patrick Mensah to the police hospital, but he was pronounced dead.
So if I understand you fired because he took the rifle of one of the police officers and he had access to it?
Yes, he was able to snatch the rifle from one of our policemen, and so that led to the shooting incident. So when he snatched the rifle from the policeman, the other policeman also thought their lives was in danger, so he also fired.
How about the other suspects you talked about? Is he still in custody?
No, he took to his health, and we are looking for him as I speak.
All right, so that is Joseph Akable speaking with the police PRO there. At the time you were leaving, what was the situation?
It was quite calm because of the efforts the police put out at the initial stage. They've been able to clear the place of the residents that massed up by the police station. They are still trying to pick the stones that were pelted from the police station as at the time I was leaving as well.
But they still, the police are still worried about the situation. It is still, even though it's calm, they're still worried about what could possibly come up again, and they've been reacting to all of these things.
They are surprised at the action of the residents, and they want them to remain calm as the police handle the matter. The PRO spoke about that as well.
All right.
It happened so, though they started attacking the police. Our car, one of our vehicles, with registration number DP3842, was vandalized. The glasses were broken, and but we sent reinforcement, and the situation was calmed. This morning, the youth also started some agitations, and they made some barricades, but we're moving to remove those barricades. Our information is they have gone back to the police station, but the regional command has sent reinforcement to make sure that there is peace and security at our police station. Our regional commander has, ordered investigation into the incident. But to that question, when you go on operation and your weapon is taken, then your life becomes, or your life is in immediate danger. Whoever took the rifle or the gun, you don't know what will happen. I think that was the reason behind why the other policemen fired.
So in terms of the volatile nature of the police station, its environs now, what are the plans to contain the situation?
Yes, as I've said earlier on, we have sent reinforcement there. We have sent more policemen there to make sure the police station is protected. I think we also want to use this medium to appeal to the youth there to exercise some kind of patience, because the case is under investigation. My regional commander is preparing to meet the family, and we talk and negotiate. So we would plead with the youth, especially the youth, not to do anything untold. This morning they blocked roads, barricade areas, and other people must also go about their duties freely. So that was unlawful. People who are legitimately going about their businesses could not be prevented. So we are appealing to the youth to, exercise some kind of restraint. And
the PR for the police in Tema New Town there, were there any injuries?
Not at all. Apart from the gentleman who was gunned down yesterday, no other person has sustained any injury.
Okay, you must be very tired. Thank you very much, by the way, for bringing us all of those updates. Joseph Akable had been to Tema New Town following up on that sad incident there. We'll bring you more updates as they unfold in our subsequent bulletin.